playing video games. You're fine.
Oh my god. Welcome back, guys. My computer just rebooted. Nothing's changed on my computer. It looks the same, and it's still just as slow. So thank you guys for your patience. We were just in a super engaging talk. So you were saying that the problem with privilege is, and then it cut off.
Yeah, so I was saying that everyone has privilege of different natures. There is black privilege, there is Hispanic privilege, there is straight, there is gay privilege, there's multiple different privileges depending on what group you fall into. The biggest that I can see is economic privilege, is by far the biggest.
Yes.
So a perfect example is I am a white male. I mean, I look white. I'm Hispanic and white, but so I'm white now. And so someone could say I have more privilege than, I don't know, some CEO's son who's black. Like that's just not realistic. You know what I mean? This economic privilege. You're going to tell me a white kid from the hood is more oppressed than a black kid from a well family in a good neighborhood? It's just, he has afforded way more opportunities. Parents can pay for college, you can do that. And it's like we throw that one completely out because we live in a society obsessed with race right now. It bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah. We're so obsessed with it that we're creating the problem. It's like when you think that you're getting sick and you keep saying out loud, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, and the next day it's just 10 times worse.
It's the whole thing too, and I really feel bad for kids that are growing up right now. It's kind of, you were saying earlier, like, it's kind of condescending to say you can't do this. It makes you think like, oh shit, I can't because I have all these strikes against me. Yeah. Imagine being a 10-year-old girl right now, and all you hear in media is you're black, you're a woman. Black people and women cannot make it in our society. Only white males can. And you have such a disadvantage. Is that what do you think the odds of that little girl, this hypothetical little girl watching that? What do you think the odds of her that she beats it or just falls into it and goes, well, I can't win anyway? Speaking into existence is powerful. I'm going to tell my kids, if you want it, go get it. There's no one, and legally, there's no one who can stop you. There's assholes who will get in the way. There's assholes who will pass up on you on a job because of your race. That's a fact. But telling these kids, poor you, poor you, poor you, you're never going to make it, you're never going to make it, you're just this, treating them like second-class citizens will turn them into second-class citizens.
Exactly.
It bothers me.
Okay, so what do you think about the Little Mermaid casting? I had no idea about this. I have a friend on Twitter. He'll send me like the most controversial topics, and I'm like, thank you for keeping me in the loop, you know. And he said, "What do you think about the Little Mermaid casting?" And I was like, obviously you asked me this because it has something to do with black people. So like, and obviously I speak for the entire black race. So, what do you think about the casting?
I have very mixed feelings on this. So I kind of hate everyone who's talking about it right now.
Oh my God!
To be honest with you,
like
I hate them. I hate the people who love the casting. I hate the people who hate the casting. So here's my thing: is as far as race swapping is concerned, I don't think it really matters unless it's an integral part of the character. You know, like you swap. We'll use Disney examples. You swap Pocahontas from a Native American girl to a white girl. Well, that doesn't make sense. It drastically changes the story.
Yeah.
Mulan, you change her to a white girl. It doesn't really make sense. Princess and the Frog, if you turn her into a white girl, doesn't really change the story at all. Like, it's not integral to that character.
It's not, no.
Ariel, I don't think her whiteness is her defining moment. Her defining like characteristic.
Yeah.
But so I hate the people who are like freaking out about it because they're like, oh, she can't be black, whatever. I'm like, freaking out about it because I do think there are racists in that group, obviously.
Yeah.
I also hate the other side, who, let's not pretend that there is no cultural significance to the Little Mermaid. Her father is King Titan, which King Titan is the son of Poseidon and was it Aphrodite? these are Greek gods. So let's not pretend that there's no cultural significance. They're clearly Greek.
Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a society, we need to decide, is cultural significance the only thing that matters in casting? If so, then you probably should be pissed about The Little Mermaid. If you're going to get pissed if they change the race of some random anime character that really doesn't matter, to a white person, then changing a Greek character to that, because she's clearly Greek. She's the granddaughter of Poseidon.
Yeah.
But I don't care ultimately. What do you think?
I went live on my Facebook talking about this, and I said that Disney's just riding the Wakanda roller coaster. They're pandering to get Black people in the audience because they went so well with Black Panther, and they're like, oh, let's do it again. And I have no idea who this chick is, but apparently she's very popular. I was looking at her Twitter, and like, she's huge. So you have a huge. It's just like what they did with Aladdin. Why in the world would you cast Will Smith in Aladdin?
If anything, that should have been a controversy. If anything, they should have been like, why is this guy not Middle Eastern who also plays this character? Why is he not, Arabian?
Right? Like, in like every trailer that you see, I had no idea what Aladdin and Jasmine looked like until I Googled it. Everything that I saw was just Will Smith's face. It's not called the genie, it's called Aladdin, So yeah, I definitely think they're using her celebrity, they're using her race card, and I think they're geniuses because of it, because now like they barely have to do any marketing because people are doing it for them.
Well, and that's the thing that cracks me up too, is like, so they're very specific on when they want it to be culturally accurate. So they're like, they came out to be like, don't worry, Mulan's going to be culturally accurate. Then there were a ton of Black people in Beauty and the Beast, which culturally doesn't really make sense. Isn't that like in the middle of France in the 1800s? Yeah.
I mean, passes Bell. And this is very close to my heart because I grew up in theater. I'm a huge theater nerd. I'm a huge theater geek. My problem with these live action remakes, I have not seen one of them, is they refuse to cast people who are musically theater trained. They have Broadway shows of these trained actors, but they choose these celebrities who can barely sing. The soundtracks are trash. Every single one of them.
I watched like half of Beauty and the Beast. I had to turn it off. It was awful. And then Jungle Book was awful.
Oh my God.
So Jungle Book was good, but they couldn't decide. Did they want to make a kids film and a musical, or did they want to make an adult film? They couldn't decide. They tried to be both, and it was awful for it. Like Mulan, I think they're actually doing smart. They're taking out all the music, like the musical numbers. They're like, it's not a musical, which I'm like, thank God, just do it that way.
That's funny. That's so funny. I don't know. I think that if they're going to redo another one, what's next? How many more are there? I should know this.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many of these.
Cast someone who is trained in this, like someone who's going to sound good, who's going to actually do the part correctly. Like, I'm tired of hearing these actresses shriek.
There's a couple actors that could do that. Hugh Jackman's one. Like, Hugh Jackman is like a Broadway actor. Like, he's super talented. But I agree. And as far as the racing, I don't know. I go back and forth. Do you think it really matters if Ariel's Black, or do you think it?
No, because she's a fictional character. Cast her as I don't know, a Samoan. Oh, Moana. They haven't done Moana yet, but like it's a mermaid. Like.
But do you think if there was the same crowd who's okay with the race swap, do you think if they were to change a fictional creature, like a Hindu god, into a white person, they would freak out? I think they would.
Oh yeah, they for sure would.
Because
Kim Kardashian's new lingerie line.
No, I didn't see it.
It's called oh, what is it called? So offensive.
Kim Kardashian is, I mean, I'll give her credit. She makes a name for herself.
Oh my gosh, they're so good at it. They're brilliant.
I feel like everyone just upon
kimono. It's called kimono.
Okay, that doesn't bother me.
But then now they're like going through like copyright laws to own the name kimono.
Okay, they can't own it, because that's a word. Yeah, you can't. That's like owning the word shoe. Like you can't own the word shoe.
Like they know how to stay relevant. What else was a problem for me with this whole casting thing? I don't know why it irritates me so much.
So here's my thing is they're gonna have to make King. So the reason I first was like, who cares? But then I actually do understand because they're gonna have to make King Triton black because it's gonna make sense. That's her dad.
I think that because I don't know if you probably didn't watch it as a kid, but The Little Mermaid.
I've seen it.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
They were all racist. Do you remember the episode where the girl was deaf or hard of hearing? Mental.
Oh, I never saw the show. No, I saw the movie.
Oh. Yeah, the TV show. Like they had a little bit of everyone. I remember one episode. There was a girl that was deaf, and they did a song together, and she was signing. And I was like, oh, I want to learn sign now. You know. So I think that if they're gonna colorblind cast this, do it with everyone.
And that's the thing is, I think the reason Disney's getting itself into hot water is if it's an all-white cast and traditionally a story from a white narrative, they have no problem colorblind casting it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a story like Aladdin or another race, they're like, no, we have to be historically accurate. I'm like, well, choose one. You know, like, are we going for realism? For this, you know, like, are we gonna keep Poseidon Greek because he is Greek? Are we keep Poseidon Greek? You even watch it; he's a dark-skinned Greek man in that original movie. I even pulled up a picture to see what it looks like. He's a dark-skinned Greek man with a white beard, like he's 100%. Or are we gonna do that? And I feel like everyone in this is just a hypocrite. I feel like people who say race doesn't matter, typically on the right, will be like, well, race doesn't matter. Now all of a sudden have a problem with this.
Yeah.
People who say we need to be culturally accurate and respect the culture, and you're like, oh, you mean we need to respect your culture, but fuck other cultures.
Oh wow! Oh, that was sassy. Oh, that was
Oh, it bugs me. I hate hypocrisy. Bothers the shit out of me. Like I try to approach everything in my life ideologically consistent. You know, I really take my emotion out and go, okay, let me look at it. And that's what I did with this. I was like, I don't care. It's kind of cool that, you know, if I have a daughter, she'll be able to watch The Little Mermaid and it'll be someone who looks a little more like her. Kind of cool. But it's also saying, oh yeah, your Greek culture, now it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Which, if we did the reverse of that, if they made not even Black Panther, because it would make no sense, but they made one of the characters in Black Panther white, you know, it would be kind of like, well, you're kind of spitting in the face of the culture.
There are white people in Africa. And plus, like, Wakanda exists.
but in Wakanda, there isn't. Wakanda is a place that's never been colonized. White people have never set foot in there. So, like, it wouldn't make sense. You know, it's kind of disrespectful to African culture, in my opinion, if you were to do that. So, I feel like if we're going to set up these, we need to decide what are the rules. And we keep having rules for different groups based on your identity. This rule applies to this group. This rule applies to this group. I'm saying get rid of all. We decide a rule. What is this? What are we allowed to do? Who are we allowed to race swap? And we just leave it. It can't just be these flowing scale. It can't be people in France. We go, oh, fuck that. We're going to make them diverse. And then people in Greek, we're going to like, no, we're going to make them not Greek. It's ideologically inconsistent, which bothers me. And it's pandering. They know what they're doing. Yeah. And if anything, just give us make an original movie and give us a black princess. Problem solved.
And this is one of my problems with Disney is they keep recycling things and people are falling for it. And it's like they're just being lazy, guys.
Oh, Disney, it's all nostalgia. I'm so sick of the nostalgia for everything.
Yeah.
And it's all any people care about. It's like Star Wars, nostalgia, Marvel, nostalgia. It's everything's just repeated. And to me, Disney's the worst studio out right now. I know everyone loves them and it's everyone's favorite, but they don't have anything original left in the tank.
They have nothing original. Other than Avatar. But then that's a whole other story.
Did they do Avatar? Or did they buy the rights?
They own part of it because
was it under Fox, the Fox umbrella?
Yeah. I still haven't gone to it. When the lines were like 3 hours long, and I'm like, yo, y'all tripping. The Fox buying Fox is just so sad. I'm like, they own some of my favorite franchises now. Like,
Alien and Planet of the Apes and Predator and I'm like, they're just gonna beat these all into the ground like they do everything else.
Yeah.
And people will go see all of them.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about the future of your channel if people are terrible. Because I typed you guys in the other day and like you guys were like the first one to pop up. I was like, yay!
Yay, that's good. The growth's been really slow as far as on YouTube. And maybe it's because we do long format stuff. So we have started dividing the segments up. They come out after the podcast in smaller bite size.
I don't know if I said this or not, but I love like the 15-minute, 20-minute clips. Like, I really appreciate that.
It makes it easier if you just want to hear us talk about one subject instead of just listen to 2 hours and then the tail end is the subject you came to hear about.
Yeah.
So we did try to do that. Ironically, those get substantially less views than our 2-hour podcast ever did.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm going to keep doing it because if I can get some. Right now, I think we're kind of just staying the course, and I think we have a good format picked out. I don't really know how to grow it. I don't know how people get these lightning in a bottle, knock out multiple things, but I mean, literally, we have like 83 subscribers on YouTube. And then overall to social media, overall audio, we probably get about 150, 200 streams, every episode, which isn't a ton. So probably 300 streams total per episode is where we're at. And substantially most of that is audio only, which makes sense. I feel like that's more our target is people who are okay listening to someone ramble for 2 hours.
Well, I think you guys are doing great. I feel like you guys have been like growing exponentially, but then I guess I'm just like an outsider observing.
We have a very diehard fan base, though. This thing is awesome. That I love. Like the people who listen to us, like love us. They are ride or die, and I just appreciate every single one of them. Our fan base is diehard. They're few, but they're strong.
They're gonna be the first one to get T-shirts. When are you guys making T-shirts? Can I have one?
I don't know. We need to get it on. Put the logo or something, or some dumb sayings.
I'll take a nice, sexy selfie for you guys.
We need to work on that. I know. I need to get a T-shirt, something figured out, like a tea store, because that, and then we need to get a Patreon going and all of that good stuff. Because right now the thing is, I don't want to be one of those channels that comes. I think there's a time for that, but I think it's when you have that fan base. I don't want to be that channel who's like, buy our T-shirt. And they're like, dude, you got 83 subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because ideally, would we love it for this to be our career? 100%. But like, we genuinely love the conversations we have. We have a lot of fun. Like, we just bullshit and laugh about.
I really love the conversation that Jeremy had with I forgot
with Ian.
Yeah.
Ian's a super cool dude.
I'm like, yo, this dude is so smart.
Me and Ian, I need to get back on a show because we disagree on like almost everything politically. And yeah, and I think but he's very intelligent and he has logical explanations for how he feels, which I respect. I'm one of those people. I love talking to people I disagree with. I don't know. I think he's about my age. I think. I don't know, actually. But I mean, he comes off.
I'd love to connect with him, but I'm scared.
Ian's like the coolest dude, man. Ian is.
I'm gonna reach out to him.
Yeah, he's I would recommend. I think it's @Intellectro on Twitter. He's a super cool dude. I've worked with him like twice before when he was on the show before. The old deleted People Are Terrible content. We had like another like 10 episodes that no one's really seen before we dialed in on a format. And me and him talked Trump and talked about when Trump wanted to put the ban on the citizens born in America to legal immigrants. And I took his side on that. I was like, I took a very left-wing stance on it. And he's like, wow, I agree, even though, we have different political ideologies. But Ian's a super cool dude, very smart, very intelligent.
Did you know that in some states you're allowed to have a driver's license if you're not an American citizen?
Oh yeah, I'm from one of those states.
That's interesting.
You're allowed to do anything. You're allowed to get hired, get a job. You're allowed to do anything. Like use driver's license, all of it. My original state, and now I think Colorado's adopted that too.
It's been so long since I got my driver's license. license. What do you need to get it? Don't you need like your birth certificate or something?
I think so. Originally, I think so. But
so do you remember how stressful that was going to the DMV?
Yes, I hate to drive. People think I'm crazy. I drive only because I have to. I Uber everywhere. I live in a city and I Uber. I didn't get my driver's license until I was 18. I hate to drive. I hate it with a passion.
Why?
It's boring. Like, I hate driving. It's like,
dude, I hate long car rides. Like,
it's the worst.
Like, you live 20 minutes away. I just won't see you today.
Are you in a more metropolitan area, or are you more?
I am. Like, I live more of like in a city area. So like, our city buses are fairly reliable. Our Uber drives are like usually like $15, but like I just don't. People don't know how to drive in Florida. That's why our insurance rates are so high. Because like every other
Colorado's horrible too. It's unreal.
Like, is this your first time driving, or are you 50? You know.
No, driving is just, it's the worst. I just hate it. I'm spoiled. I live in the city. Today when I was telling you I had to go fix my disposal, I literally was like, well, I'm gonna run to the store. It's literally like 3-minute drive from my house to the store and back. Like, it's right up everything's within a couple miles. I walked from my front door to downtown, like a 35-minute walk. Like, it's not far.
You what?
Yeah. No, not today. No, I mean, no, normally though, I will walk all the way to downtown and it's like 35, 40 minutes and people are like, oh, that's crazy. I'm like, it's 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes walking flies by. 30 minutes driving is horrible.
It is.
What are you reaching for? Or were you stretching? What was that?
I was trying to.
You were what?
I was grabbing the phone charger and handing it to
you.
I
was like, it's like you were doing like yoga over there.
I guess that wasn't very subtle.
No, it was not. It was the exact opposite of subtle. It was the antithesis of that.
So where can people follow you?
It's at People Are Terrible. It's at PPL and then ARE terrible. Because it doesn't apparently have enough characters to spell out People Are Terrible.
And then I'm going to add you on Facebook now. Are you going to use Facebook more often or no?
No, I haven't been on Facebook in like 6 years.
Years. Okay, no lie.
Yeah.
I post on Facebook every day. It's usually I copy and paste what I post on Twitter. But I haven't checked my notifications in like 3 months.
So Facebook's weird. So Facebook's a weird concept. Just social media in general. I think there are people who are meant to be in your life forever, and there's people who are meant to be in your life temporarily.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're less people, that they're less important. They're meant to be a temporary friend or a temporary girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Facebook arbitrarily holds on to those people for life. And you're like, do I care what so-and-so from high school did? No, I don't give a fuck. They don't care about me either, but we're looking at pictures of people that I don't really know anymore. I haven't talked to in a decade.
That's true.
It's a weird thing. I'm an old grumpy bastard. Maybe that's what it is.
No, that's true. Because I was talking to my brother about it. He called me and he was like, "Oh, do you remember so and so from high school?" And I was like, "Bro, I don't know anyone from high school. I don't talk to anyone." He's like, "Well, that's really heartless." And I'm like, those people were in my life at the time to mold me, and I think they broke me. So like, why do I feel this obligation to continue talking to them because we shared a seat next to each other? Nah.
Well, and also, I'm assuming just you, like everyone else, you're a vastly different person than you were in high school.
Yeah, so different. It's crazy. I don't even recognize myself sometimes.
No one from high school would even like me because they were all either gangsters or super nerdy. All my friends were, and I'm still super nerdy. But like, I was very shy. I didn't have many friends, and that's not at all. I'm the other person. If anything, I have the problem where I'm like, I got too many fucking friends. I can't hang out with you bastards. You know? And they wouldn't even recognize my personality anymore because I'm not that person. Mm-hmm. I'm proudly not the person I used to be. And they probably aren't either. That doesn't make them bad people. It just means they're in different parts of their lives, and that's fine.
Yeah. True. Okay. Thank you for this. This is always so like I was expecting it to be like 30 minutes, but like now we're on like an hour and a half. So
I know. I feel like I'm always way more serious on your show than I am on my own show because I get into these long soliloquies of concepts.
I like it though. I like it because I'm learning a lot. You know, I was thinking the other day, like, yo, I regret so much going to college because I've learned so much in this past 2 years of just binge watching things that I did in my 4 years of spending thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, my student loans are ridiculous. I pay so much per month, and I'm like, it didn't help me at all in my life. I got a pretty good job that literally no one there has an education, and I do commission-based sales, and I do fairly well at it. And I'm like, but they essentially are making more money because they don't pay $1,000, between me and my wife and student loans a month. It's ridiculous.
You wear long sleeves at your job?
No, I wear t-shirt and jeans.
Nice.
So yes, it's the only job I've ever known where you can make, 80, 90, 100, 200,000 just in t-shirt and jeans. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's cutthroat. It's like everyone fails at my job. It's a very rough job. But if you can have the mental fortitude to get through it and you're good, you can make some money. And I could go to work right now. And I show off my tattoos. I wear t-shirt and jeans. I see people sometimes, and I think they take it too far. They'll show up in pajamas. I'm like, you're taking it a little far. Like,
not pajamas, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you're taking it too far. I get we do phone sales, but you're taking it too far.
That's so funny. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go get a proper meal.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for me. We're gonna do this again, yeah?
Absolutely, anytime.
Okay, I'm gonna go stalk Ian now.
Okay, go stalk Ian. All right, tell him Caleb says hello.
Thank you again, Caleb. Bye.
Bye.